Hello there. Welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. I'm Kelly, and today we're going to talk about making it personal. We're going to make a personalized graduation card out of a 3x4 photo and our curved rectangle stitched frame. It's going to create this great shaker window using our coordinating foam and acetate window. And I love things like this that make you look much more fancier than you are, and it's so easy. I'm also going to use some sentiments and the graduation cap out of our Future is Bright Stamp and Thin Cut set. I am loving this set, and then why not personalize it even further with our coordinating 5x7 envelope flap stitched thin cuts. I love our Hey Handsome word paper because you can actually choose words out of the paper such as sharp, handsome, accomplished, and it works perfectly for adding words to your projects. I'm also going to use a little bit of our wood grain paper from our current season mix-ins. I'm going to add my liquid Tombow to the frame, which is about 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, I believe is what I used of sapphire cardstock to cut that out. And I'm adding the acetate window to that, and then I'm going to put it aside and let it dry. Now I'm adding the wood grained paper from our season mix-ins, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 to the base of the 5x7 card base, and I'm going to add a little bit of our Hey Handsome. So I have a 1/2 by 7-inch zip strip from Hey Handsome, a 1/4 by 7-inch gold glitter paper piece, and I'm putting about 1/4 of an inch onto the wood grain paper, and I'm adding both the gold glitter paper as well as the zip strip, and then I'm going to add the Hey Handsome paper, but I'm going to put it more toward the bottom and make it flush on the bottom, and then we can offset the shaker frame. And I think that will look really nice to be able to offset the wood grain paper with the Hey Handsome paper and the sapphire that's going to be in the shaker window. Now we're going to go ahead while the shaker window is still drying and use our envelope flap thin cuts. We have a regular size envelope flaps that can be layered, and we also have 5x7. So I'm using the wood grain on the 5x7, and then the interior piece of the flap is going to be with the Hey Handsome word paper, and I've chosen to purposely cut out the word accomplished. I think it's so fun to be able to add personalized words to the flap, and it just adds that little bit of flair. So now I'm going to create the shaker, and I love that our foam and acetate coordinates perfectly and makes it so easy. So I'm just using my piercing tool to be able to loosen that foam and acetate. I'm going to add a little bit of powder from our anti-static pouch just to help it so that foam doesn't stick to my fingers and become misshapen. I'm going to add that to the back of the frame so that I'm able to fill the center with some sequins. And I'm going to tap a little bit of the anti-static pouch into the window to mix that with some of our little bitty beads as well as our gold loose sequins so that it removes some of that static, and that when you put the back on, the sequins don't have a lot of static cling. I'm going to remove a few of these. I believe I got a little overzealous with the amount here, and I wanted to be able to use this photo of my granddaughter Gracie May's boyfriend Norman. Gracie graduated this last weekend from high school, and I did a process video on the graduation card that I created for Gracie using our Dream Maker papers as well as our number balloon stamp and thin cut set. But Norman is a cowboy. He's an outdoorsman. He's a country boy. And so I wanted to see if I could make a more masculine card for him, but still have the fun shaker elements to it and be able to coordinate his graduation cap with his cowboy hat and that wood grain paper. So I've added his 3x4 wallet size photo to the back of the frame, and now I'm adding a little bit of foam tape to make the whole back even so that I can apply that to the base of the card. And I want to offset the pattern paper that I added to the base of the card just a little bit, so that pieces of that pattern paper are peeking through, but the elements in the sapphire shaker coordinate and offset each other. I'm kind of trying to decide exactly where I want to place it, but I do believe I love that the star zip strip shows and just a little bit of the busy pattern paper is going to peek out behind the sapphire frame. And then I can play around with adding the graduation cap. I did add a little bit of black journaling lines on the graduation cap, especially since I'm using French vanilla cardstock, and that way it makes it pop just a little bit more. I'm playing around with the sequins a little bit and adding the sentiment from the Future is Bright Stampin' Thin Cut set. You did it, adding a little bit of foam tape off the right to just pop it up. And what I love about our rectangle, rounded rectangle frame, curved rectangle frame, is it is so simple and so fast, and you can put together a card like this literally in no time flat, and it can be such a fun element to add any kind of a personalized photo to the card. And I think it's so fun to be able to use Norman's graduation photo in his card and just add a little play on that. And with the gold sequins and a few of those orange beads in there, I decided to add the orange tassel from the Future is Bright stamp set and just add that little extra fun element to coordinate that. And I love that it's both masculine and yet fun, and it has that little rustic element in it from the Season Mix-Ins wood grain paper, and I love, love, love how it turned out. And so hopefully Norman will like that. He graduates from high school tomorrow, and we're so excited to celebrate with him. Please hit the subscribe button if you have enjoyed this video, and I would love for you to also hit the notifications. All of the materials and supplies that I used on this card will be listed in the description, and I hope you've had a fun time watching. Right now I am actually just adding a few loose sequins to do the final decorating of the card. Sometimes with a masculine card, less is more. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you'll pop in again. Happy paper crafting and scrapping, everyone. Have a wonderful day.